So with all that out of the way, let's hear from our featured artists this month at Archway Gallery, Barbara Abel and Rhonda Radford Adams. We're going to start with Barbara.
I'm Barbara, and you'll see different media that I've done here. I've done painting and I've done collage. I started the show last fall doing painting. My father passed away, and I took the flowers home and set them on the floor and started painting them every day. And this lady in the orange, these two paintings behind her were that, and it was a way for me to heal. And so, and they were mostly white flowers, so I added my own colors, and then I started thinking more about flowers, and so then I painted a very large flower that you see on our postcard, because I really love Georgia O'Keeffe's flowers, and I've gotten this wonderful big book for a gift, and it's on the desk if you want a chance to look at it. So then I like to do painting on clear acrylic. I really like the idea of transparency. So this acrylic here and a couple others over there were inspired by Andy Warhol's silkscreen flowers. Perhaps you've seen some of those. He has a wonderful museum that I've been to with my sister Donna that's here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And so that was great. So that's that part of the show. And the other part is collage. And I'm a retired graphic designer, so I like the idea of designing work. And I get 1 million magazines at home. And so I rip pages and pages out even though I shouldn't. And then what I do is I put them into piles by color. I put yellow, green, red, and blue. And then I pick out some images in that color range and I cut them out with scissors and I glue them to like a mat board, and then I make a copy of them on a transparency film and I glue it to the back of a piece of acrylic that's set off about 1.5 inches to where you get like a 3-dimensional effect. So thank you again for coming. That was wonderful. I enjoyed the show.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I owe you a big thanks because I'm Rhonda Radford Adams, and Barbara Abel has been an inspiration and a mentor to me. I'm one of the newer artists, but today, June 2025, is a year celebration of me here at Archway Gallery. So and there's so much in synergy that we have together. I think you noticed that our work had similarities in terms of the color, the texture, things like that. And it is like, art's tribal. And I think you can find your tribes, marks, and it's like, ooh, I know that feels like you're from the same place. You got the same ideas I do. But I really enjoy being able to work with Archway artists because it is like a tribe, and everyone here is very supportive. You can learn a lot as an artist, and I really do enjoy and appreciate that. So the other thing for me is that, just like Barbara shared earlier, she was celebrating the life of her father and also mourning and healing through that, And ironically enough, I just lost my mother on May 9th, the 2 days before Mother's Day. And this morning was her memorial service. So there's a lot to be celebrated here. I don't want to bring the energy down at all, because trust me, it's, she was a wonderful person. If nothing else, I'm just enjoying the fact that she's who mentored art in me. She's who made me the artist that I am. She's the person that put the paint out in the backyard and said, have at it. So if you got kids, don't be afraid of getting paint on the walls. It'll eventually come off. You can paint over it. But let them get as creative as you possibly can allow them. But all that to say, too, that I've learned that art is healing. I'm a dental hygienist by trade, but I've always been an artist. And I take my creativity into my work. So when you come in and I'm your hygienist, I'm not that person that's just going to clean your teeth like you get in the car wash. We're going to talk about how to take care of your smile from the inside out and how to celebrate life through small things that we have as coping mechanisms like art, like creativity, music, dance, things that like Archway offers. And so you'll see a lot of color in my work because I believe that color heals us. It just does something to me when I see a certain color. I think a lot of y'all know me when I see you and you have a color on. I'm like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. But it's just inspirational to me. It moves me. I think color impacts all of us. We're all creative. We may not think we can draw a stick figure as a lot of things, first thing that a lot of people will say in defense of, not wanting to own their creativity. but we all are creative in some shape, form, or fashion. So I would just invite you to embrace that, because that's your coping mechanism. And so on Mondays, we've started something called Meditative Mondays. And the idea of that is that on a night like tonight, it's busy and we got a lot of hustle bustle and there's a lot of noise and things like that. And we still enjoy the art. But sometimes we have a chance to enjoy art in a quiet environment, tranquil environment, and we really just sit and look at the work, because this is what I found happens to me. You can get drawn into the work and you can really discover so much more. So I know there's a lot of eye candy around, but perhaps you can come and join us on a Meditative Monday and have a chance to have a sound bath or peruse the room, look into the work, gaze into the work, and meet and journal or do whatever it is you think you need to do to slow down and take the time to enjoy a creative appetite that you have, you know what I mean, a creative treat. So with that said, thank you all for coming. If you have any questions about my work, let me know. And thank you all for all your support.
Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. Please stick around, eat, drink, and be merry until you're full.